we don't get a day off. But they've worked super hard, so I'm just going to list these people super fast. Lynette, who is anything you've seen on these screens, any of the collateral, the signs, our graphic designer, thank you, Lynette. Caitlin, who does sponsorship, the store that you saw, making sure EXP World works. She's like a Swiss Army knife of making sure everything happens. Thank you, Caitlin. Heather, you can wait till the end. I'll get through them fast. They didn't do that great a job. Oh, they're going to make me pay for that. That just cost me an extra drink tonight. Heather on our team has been working on registration. A lot of you, for some reason, like to switch your tickets like 3 or 4 or 5 times at these events. Heather's been doing all that while at the same time doing her main job. Sometimes you go to marketing at Exp Realty and you're like, hey, is this logo okay? And we try to turn those around the same day or close to it. Heather's been doing that while she's been doing registration. So Heather, I owe you for that. Jen, who is our social media manager, all the great things you see in Workplace from EXP News, as well as what we do on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And then we say to Jen, hey, by the way, can you just produce this whole event? So Jen in the back, thank you for all your hard work. And then the 2 people that, always say, I really don't want to get on the stage unless I absolutely have to. Cynthia and Gabe just come out here for a minute so I can embarrass you. Let me tell you about Cynthia first. Aside from all the content, making sure we're saying the right things in the right way at the right time, she also heads up what we do PR-wise. So when you see good coverage, that usually just doesn't happen by accident. That's Cynthia working with them. So imagine yesterday when we had breaking news, and Cynthia is dealing with everybody backstage and then like writing a press release on her phone at the same time. So thank you, Cynthia. And then finally, Dave, who has been with the company from the very beginning and has evolved all this with all of you. He's a great example of a staff person that has grown with the company and succeeded, hopefully beyond everybody's wildest dreams. But everything Gabe has been doing, like making sure we have all the logistics set, the swag is here, we're giving away the right thing, keeping track of the numbers so the fire marshal doesn't throw us out, all sorts of things. And then beyond all that, we're also planning for the next event at the same time, and Gabe's already got most of that going. So thank you, Gabe and Cynthia, for all your hard work. So with that, we're going to finish off in a big way. We're going to bring out some people here in a second. And then we have a big announcement. So we're only going to spend 10 or 15 minutes. We'll try to get you out a little early. So don't go away. Okay, that's my one ask of you. So let's bring out the EXP leadership team that's spoken the last few days. Guys, come on out. We're just going to talk real briefly and then do our big announcement. And I guess my first question for all of you, one of the things that all of you have told you've liked the most about the event is that you're actually able to find these people and talk to them. Right? We're glad you like that. So I'll start with Glenn and let's just go down the row among all of us here. They were all talking to you. What did you learn? Anything that stood out?
Well, probably the most sort of, I guess, sobering and humbling theme was just how many people came up to me and talked about the whole idea of how much EXP has really changed their lives. So that for me, I really don't think we had any idea when we first, started EXP that would be such a huge theme. We knew that it made sense on the spreadsheet, but we didn't know what it actually translated into actual real human experience, and that's been just so amazing.
Great, thank you. Mary Frances?
I think it's been great this entire time to hear that you all see what's going on here, that you know what we're working for to give you. Sometimes we don't take a break to think about what we have achieved and what we have been able to do here in the past year or so, and it's been really great to hear all of you appreciative, right, of the time and effort that goes in, but also understanding how excited you are. And it's not all, we still have work to do, plenty of work to do. We got notebooks full of stuff that we've heard from you. So I think it reminds us here, talking to all of you, that we're on the right path and doing the right things for you. So.
Great.
Do you have a few minutes?
Scott, you have like 10, 20 minutes. Sure, go ahead.
Excellent. So, now, first off, honestly, the reception to what we've been working on has been incredible. So thank you for recognizing, as Mary Frances said, the things that we have done. We do tend to think about the stuff that we haven't yet. So for me, the big thing is heard a lot of things that people would like to hear and like to see from us. So I was just absolutely blown away by the amazing conversations that we had. We heard a lot of the same themes. Integration is huge for everyone, so it's absolutely going to be fundamental for our DNA going forward, and a lot of what we'll be working on, consumer experience and all kinds of other things. So I can't wait to, I actually can't wait to get back and start working on what's next. And thanks to everybody that participated in helping us to define that.
Great. Thank you, Scott. Vicki, what did you learn this week? You know a lot already. What did you learn?
Well, I'll tell you what I learned. We're big now. Seriously, this event, I mean, there's so many of you that I just saw for the first time this morning, and I thought, where have you been? I knew you were here, and there's so many of you that I still haven't seen yet and gotten to hug you, and so many new friends. So that certainly was really staggering to me this time. I think we're officially big now. I really do. And you know, the other thing though that I was just really overwhelmed and touched with is the constant offer of help and support. I mean, across the board, I know we all heard it, is, you know, how can I help? What can I do? And I think that was a big aha for me, is that I know we do tend to just kind of put our heads down and not really tap into some of the resources we have in that direct feedback, or in, hey, can you take a look at this, and what do you think about that? And so that's definitely something that I plan to implement a lot more, is actually taking some of you up on that offer of help and feedback.
Great, thank you. I always like to hear what the CFO has to say, because he doesn't get to talk to maybe all of you quite as much. This is a great opportunity for you to engage with agents.
You know, I had the same experience as everybody else here on stage. You know, while there's a lot of questions regarding our stock programs and things like that, in general, it's a very similar experience in terms of I'm continue to be pleasantly surprised that when I ask me, how's your experience been? And overwhelmingly, it's so consistently, it's exceeded my expectations, and again, it's changing people's lives. And that really puts a lot of wind in our sails to go back and making sure we're doing everything we possibly can to serve you all.
Great, thank you. Our next three, I swear we didn't put them in timeout. It was about the camera angle, but that looks weird. I don't care about the camera. We just walk up a little closer. I don't care about the camera. You're part of the team.
Actually.
Yeah. All right, next up, Kimberly, I'm going to go to you next. Tell us what you learned this week.
I had a great time, by the way, so thank you, all of you, for that, because it's been such a pleasure to get to chat with you. But really what I learned was how passionate this room is about the business of real estate. You have not lost sight of what kind of company we are, and that makes me so happy that you are investing in your businesses and in your own lives so that you can better serve your client base, and that floats my boat.
Perfect, great. Stacey Anna, congratulations on getting 50 brokers, 50 states, first of all.
So what I learned, this was my second event, and so the first event was a blur. It was a whirlwind, it was 30 days in, it was crazy. What I loved learning at this event is I've done operations in other brokerages, and the agents aren't always as connected. And what I loved was, on a business level, how you were very connected, you're very aware of what we're doing. The things you were able to recite back to me that I've been working on told me that you do pay attention in a way that is incredible, and I'm not used to it. And then, again, I know I said it yesterday, but I love that with every challenge you bring me, you also bring solutions, and you bring ways to work through it, and you offer to help. And that was pretty incredible, so thank you guys for that.
Cameron, you're the, I think, newest member of the team. I think Cameron's kind of interesting in that he's been working with agents for a long time, with the MLS he head up, and now you're working with agents across 50 states. So what did you learn?
Yeah, so my favorite word is perspective. I love the word because when you gain perspective on something, it gives you that opportunity to step back and understand what it is you're seeing. And what I learned here is that all of you came from someplace else, somewhere else, some different experience. And all of those different experiences, that wealth of diversity, frankly, is just an incredible part of the perspective and the stories and the information and the ideas that we need at EXP to be awesome. And so we love to hear your stories, we love to hear your ideas, and that is my takeaway from this.
Great. Thank you, Cameron. Cameron gets a second question. Actually, they all do, but we'll start with you, Cameron, if that's okay. Super quickly, we all go back to work. Well, I guess we were working. Now we go back to what else we do. Can each of you just share something sort of specific that you're doing the next day or week?
Absolutely. So I learned about a story of a situation happening in Alabama. Where are my Alabama peeps? Okay, all of you. Good job. But you know, it's something I think we can help with. So that's what I'll be working on.
Great. Stacy?
Well, I'm going to go back and continue in talking to some of the agents about things they needed. We're going to continue to start working on more regionalization of states, breaking them down into more of their locales, their local MLSs, and how that will help them with their transactions and all of their locals, just bringing everything to their comfort zone. So that's kind of what we're going to continue working on.
Great. Kimberly?
Yeah, I'm going to go home and hook all y'all up with the agent faculty application. That's what I'm going to do. So if you haven't filled it out, you should, because I'm going to come hunting for you.
Right. Look out. Alan, what's up next?
Yes, some of the things that our teams are working on pretty consistently. We're working on some new product with Scott's team on better visibility into the agent equity program through enterprise, and a lot of our stock tracking to be able to have some more information for you all on a real-time basis.
I'm going to continue to work hard on that team services department because you guys have just hit me up saying how excited you are, and I'm glad because we're really excited to be adding upping our service level there. So I've got some more staff to hire, we've got some more processes to get nailed down in place, but that's definitely first thing on the agenda tomorrow morning.
We have a bunch of work to do. So I've got a list. I'm going to bring. So my list is actually starting. Show me now, right? We've got to get that going now. It's a huge thing. And we're really starting tomorrow. And honestly, my biggest thing tomorrow is getting together with my team about all the awesome feedback that we got. We are going to be collating, taking all that stuff, and you're going to hear a lot from us. And we want to continue to hear from you. So my biggest thing is getting the team aligned against the things that we talked about here, so we can execute and actually get things done and move them on.
I'm going to start booking my flights to the 5,000 countries that you all want us to open.
I'm changing mine. I want to do that too.
Yeah, that world domination thing's kind of what I've been working on. How about that?
There's a lot of really awesome things. I mean, for sure, one of the things I've thought about and I talked about yesterday was just being able to expand how we are using the virtual campus, and I'd like to play some role in that. Obviously, continue to tell the story. I literally go from here to to another event, doing a teach-in from an investor standpoint, and just continuing to sort of steward the story and steward the vision. So that's what I'm going back to do.
Great. I'll just speak super briefly for marketing. All of you were so gracious in your comments. You like the marketing center, so you like the store, but our team is always like more things for you to download and use with your potential or current clients, more things to help you with attraction, more items in the store, more communication. So we go back to work on that tomorrow. And one of the first things you'll see starting soon is anything in the general session here was recorded on this stage. And we'll start parsing that out over the next few weeks. You'll be able to see that. For the most part, it's sort of meant for internal audiences, but if there are things that we believe are for external, we'll make it available for external use as well. And that'll also help all the agents that were not able to be here so they can see what was going on. So that's up next. So everybody stay put now, because now we have some exciting things to tell you. I said if you stay, you win. So let's talk about, I'm hitting the clicker, nothing's happening. We're doing something wrong. It's working.
You're just building the suspense, Mitch. We know how you
There we go. Our next event is in Orlando. As we are growing, we're running out of places to go, everybody. How many of you have been to our shareholder summit before? All right. Well, guess what? It's going to be bigger. And as we get bigger, we're going to book these dates farther out in advance. Beginning of June is good for some of you, bad for others. I get that. Some of you will say there's a super important event going on that week. There's an event every week of the year, so we apologize if we hit yours. But we're super excited to be going to Rose and Shingle Creek. Those of you in Orlando know what a beautiful property it is. The good news is all of you, before anybody else, can go register right now. Take a picture. You can go to expshareholdersummit.com. Remember, as always, there's 2 steps. Register for the event, and there's special early bird pricing for all of you, and then register for a room. Here's the exciting thing. We're going to take over this entire property for shareholders. We're going to have every single room. Our board of directors will be there. We hope all of you are there. It's a gorgeous property, and one of the things I like about this property is we've loved being at the Hilton. The Rose and Shingle Creek is an independently owned property, so you're all local business people. Mr. Rosen is a local business person, and we were super impressed with the staff, and he wanted to say a few words about our event, so go ahead and roll it.
I'm Harris Rosen, president of Rosen Hotels and Resorts, and I'm here just to say one thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We look forward to hosting EXP Shareholders Conference in June of 2019. I just want to say God bless you all. Thank you so much for the privilege. I guarantee you this, we're going to exceed even your highest expectations.
I just have to tell you about Mr. Rosen. He kind of scared the crap out of me when I met him. I mean, he shook my hand, and I was like, please let go. And he's like, I gotta go do my morning swim, then I'll be back, then we'll talk. And then, we spent the whole day with his staff, and then suddenly he just appeared again. And he's like, have you made a decision yet? And I was like, my worst fear was he was just gonna show up at my house and want to talk to me. But we're super excited to be there. It's a beautiful, beautiful property. Again, we'll have all the space, so we'll all be together. We'll be using every room. I encourage all of you, if you're thinking of going, don't wait, because as we said just about this event, some of you were able to stay here, and some of you stayed at other beautiful places. But if you want to stay at the Rose and Shingle Creek, book now. I know all of you are looking at me saying, do I have a room? What do I need to do? We'll figure it out. We'll take care of our guests first. So with that, Glenn, I'm going to let you take the stage, and any final words you want to share? Everybody just stay put.
This was just an amazing, amazing event. I'll stand up so everybody. I'm humbled every day that everybody here and everybody in EXP has sort of followed along on this journey and joined on this journey. I never expected we were going to be here this quickly, like I said, on paper it made total sense. But in terms of just the impact that we've had on people's lives, I didn't even know what to expect there. And so I'm just so honored. You know, we've done so much this last year. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, but you think about the idea that last year we were 5,000 agents, now we're 14,000 agents. You know, we're onboarding, you know, 1,000, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 agents a month in terms of just the gross numbers. And obviously, we have a little bit of attrition in there. We're trying to improve all of that, the experience of everybody. But that's just amazing when you sort of look back and at a year ago, you know, what was that number and how fast were we growing? We have literally, you know, set sort of records in this industry by every measure. And it's because of every one of you here, every one of you being early adopters. When you're an early adopter, you're weird, which is awesome. And in addition to that, you know, there's a certain amount of opportunity that comes with us figuring out the systems with you. And this is, we're still changing out the wheels on the wagon, on the rocket ship, on the tiles on the rocket ship. We're changing engines on the rocket ship. And every day it's just an amazing journey. It's a lot of fun. I want to just thank this team here and the almost 300 other people that are this time next year. Who knows where we're going to be, but it's going to be a little larger, a little bit. We're going to be dealing with challenges we haven't even thought of yet, because they will exist, and we're going to figure out a way to solve them, and we're going to figure out unique and creative ways to make things happen. So thank you for being on the journey with us. Thank you for making Exp Realty what it is.
We have to tell people where ExpCon is going to be next year. Las Vegas. And we will open up that registration by the 1st of the year. We're going to be in a big property where we'll have most of the room. We're still dotting the I's and a few things, but it'll be at the beginning of October. We're going to expand it by about a half day for all of you, because you said give us a little more. We want more time to talk to each other. We want more time for more sessions. Hopefully we'll do our bar camp again.
Woo!
Right?
Woo! Woo!
We will also be sending out a survey to all of you in the next week to ask you what you liked and what you didn't like. I keep coming up to you, like, give me something. You guys are struggling to come up with something you didn't like, so we'll take that as a good sign.
Open bar!
Survey.
There we go.
And so with that, I think we are, back me up there, we'll leave that up. All we have to do is a tradition that we started, I think, last year. I'm going to ask if we have anybody back there can pull these chairs back a little bit. We did this thing last year where some of you just want to walk across the stage and say hi to us. We'll stay until every last person walks through, unless your flight's like at 8 o'clock. We're not staying that long. So if you want to slowly walk across the stage from that side, we'll all line up, and you can say hi to us, guys. If there's anybody back there, move the chairs back a little. And with that, we will see you at the shareholders event here.
Let's get it, baby. Come on now. EXP World Domination.